Fire away.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Joe.
How are you?
There it is. Let it fly.
Okay, Joe. Obviously, some new guys on the ends there. Just how you think it's working with Donovan and Juwan so far?
Yeah, they've been great. Digging into playbooks. They're great guys to be around. Obviously, really good football players too, and they've been doing a great job, and it's been fun to play with them. And yeah, nothing but great things to say.
Anything they do differently that you noticed from just what you work with Patrick?
It's super early, but they're just like I said, nothing but good things to see from them, and pumped that they're here. Yeah.
What has this offseason been like for you? I mean, you've been through the Super Bowl thing before, but has it been any different or anything?
Yeah, just the offseason gets squeezed a little bit, but it's always a good thing if you're playing in February, and but it's been nothing. Just kind of take a little time off of the season, then get back into football shape, and now we got another little break before camp, and just maintain that and go into camp ready to go.
How do you spend your break?
I'll go back to Ohio, see my family. I got some nieces and nephews and 3 siblings there, so it's always good to see them and get some Ohio food. So.
Joe, when you've been part of the team that has gone to the Super Bowl like this program, is there something different when you are doing these OTAs and heading into training camp? Is there more excitement? I mean, you guys, there's so many veterans, but young mixed in, and then of course you have Coach Reed. Is there something, I don't know, that's extra special about being part of this group that every time you're on the field, you guys just can't wait to get out there?
Yeah, I mean, it is, a special group, and what a special season it was. But I think, credit to Coach Reed and Pat, and I mean, everyone's coming out focused, ready to go each day, and realizing that it's a new season. Nothing. I mean, it's 2023, and we haven't really done anything yet. So, got to prepare, and everyone's 0-0 at this point. So, just credit to the guys. Everyone's coming out to work hard.
There'll be a ring ceremony here coming up. We've heard a little bit about how it's going to transpire. I'm wondering how your previous ones went. Was it a big ceremony, or how did it go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just focused on this year and this ring ceremony. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to celebrate with the guys. And like I said, such a special group this past season, and it'll be good to see some of the other guys. And but it's a great. We appreciate the Chiefs organization for putting it together, and excited to partake in it.
Was there not a ring ceremony previously?
Oh, there was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe, you're going into the season working next to a new left tackle. What extra steps do you intend on taking to make sure you guys are okay with that?
I mean, Donovan's been great getting the playbook, and whenever you come to a new team, just learning the playbook, and but we just communicating a ton, talking, saying how we see the game and stuff like that, and working together day by day, and but he's done a great job.
Is there anything specifically that you're working on going from last year to this year? Say I want to clean up something or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's always things I can improve on. There's not one aspect where I'm like, oh, I'm fine. So everything I can improve on, and it's a day-to-day process, and it's awesome about it though.
Joe, I have 2 questions for you. The first is, you're so consistent in terms of playing down to down. Was last year the first year where you actually played through something in your career?
I mean, in the NFL, no one's 100%. I don't think when you get to the season, so everyone's playing with something. Everyone's got something going on. So, it's just part of the game, part of the business, and got a lot of tough teammates, which I really respect. And we all, it's the NFL. Everyone, has something going on. So, just got a lot of respect for my teammates and this organization.
Yeah, and the second question I have is, when you came from New England to Kansas City, I mean, Bill Belichick has been running training camps for obviously decades now. Same with Andy Reid. What was the most memorable thing going from Bill to Andy in that first year with the Chiefs?
I mean, the structure of training camp practice is not that different. I mean, it's very productive but taxing and tiring practices, and you can get a lot out of them, but they're hard, and they prepare you really well for the season. But there wasn't a ton of differences. It was however long we could be out there, we're out there and we're working hard and using every minute of it, trying to. And so there was not a lot of difference that I noticed. So yeah.
What have your interactions been like so far with Nagy as now the OC? A lot of the guys knew him from before. You didn't know he was quarterback coach last year. You dealt with him a little bit, but what's it been like? Any difference with Eric?
Yeah, I mean, coach has been great and you know, very detail oriented and you know, knows the offense inside and out. So it's been great learning from him. And but yeah, he's been doing really well.
So your Patriots rings, where do you keep those?
Can't say that. I can't tell you. Yes. Nice try. No, I'm joking.
You ever
But
get them out, put them on for anything?
I mean, I was trying to think. Like, there's not many situations where you know you wear them. So, but you know, they're somewhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I tell you, I have to get it.
I'm gonna record you guys. There's somewhere.
Let me join you real quick. You ready? One.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's go.
Marquez Valdes-Scantling, guys.
Well, first, to wrap up from the softball, you know, how much money you guys got and how just beneficial it was for that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. You know, the community coming out and supporting that cause, you know, speaks volume to, you know, what this community does and how much they support our Chiefs. I'm grateful. And then all the guys that came out, you know, I think they had more fun than the fans did. So that was always good as well.
Richie, James, and a couple of these new guys that are to the table along with the rookies, just how do you feel their development's coming into this program? I know it's OTAs and everything, but just what are you seeing from them just as a veteran?
Yeah, man, Richie's been doing a hell of a job. You know, he's a Florida boy. We're from close to the same area, so high expectations out of him from me. But you know, he's done a great job. Came in and you know, doesn't talk much, just goes to work, learns the plays, and gets after it. Same with a lot of those guys. I mean, pretty much our whole room is getting after it. You know, it's a passing camp, and we're the receivers, so we catch all the passes. And they've been doing a good job learning it. You know, making some mistakes, but fixing them and keeping it rolling.
There's obviously a lot of hoopla that comes along when you win a Super Bowl. There's so many different events. You've got the ring ceremony tomorrow night. How do you handle it? I mean, how do you kind of, you know, manage your schedule to make sure that you've got football time, you time, and, you know, you can still enjoy the ride?
Hoopla is a funny word. I mean, you know, it's life, man. You know, we're grateful to be in that position. I'd rather have less time because we won a Super Bowl than, you know, free time and not doing anything. You know, so we're grateful for it. You know, it's work, man, and you know, we're grateful to be in that position. You know, we take the time that we need to when we have it, and when we're here to work, we go to work.
Any input on the ring?
I haven't seen it yet, man. So I guess we'll find out tonight.
So last year was all new to you here with this offense. How much better do you feel like at this point to get through mandatory?
Man, I feel as good as I did last year, man. You know, I'm a quick learner. I'm a competitor, so you know, there's nothing that I'm ever going to be afraid of. You know, obviously, second year in the system is always good, but I feel like I picked it up pretty quick last year as well. You know, so it wasn't really that new to me. You know, after about 2 weeks or so. So, you know, I'm just excited for what we can do this year. You know, last year was great. You know, won a Super Bowl, but we got to do it all over again. So I'm excited about the new challenge.
Marquez, do you notice anything about this team, your current champions, the way they go about their business and OTAs, the way you're getting ready for training camp, even the way the coaches handle things? Do they try to push you to elevate a little bit? Do they try to get you to stay where you are? I mean, sometimes people are champions and they like the sound of it, and it's a different thing.
I mean, I think it starts with our head man, and he's the same guy every single day, no matter win, lose, draw, Super Bowl, no playoffs, whatever. He's going to be the same person, and his level of standard that he expects us to play at every day is going to stay the same. And I think that's what makes him, the best coach to ever do this thing. And so having a guy like that, lead the show every single day, and never get too high, never get too low. He's always the same guy, standing at practice, making sure everything goes right, making sure we finish, making sure everything is good on our end. I think that's the standard that he holds for us, and it just trickles down to everybody below.
Marquez, how much do you look back at your playoff performance? You're able to get the yardage and the 2 touchdowns, and kind of say to yourself, okay, I can maybe use this as a launching pad to do even more?
I don't, man. I know I can play football. I know I can play football really well. It's nothing about, what happened in the playoffs or in the regular season, man. Just throw me the ball and good things happen. And that's kind of how I've always been. It's never get concerned with the numbers, never get concerned with, what happened on this play, man. Just keep going. I believe in myself more than anybody, and I won't ever change. And that starts with my faith. And so I know who I believe in, and that's kind of it.
Last couple.
What have you seen from Skyy lately?
Just a guy who just wants to keep growing and getting better. You know, just goes to work, making plays, man. He's a hell of a player. You know, that's why they drafted him in the second round a year ago. And for him to go out and do what he did last year and be kind of thrown in the fire at every position, kick return, punt return, kind of just having to do it all, you know, it just shows that the faith that they have in him as a player, and just him taking that next step and growing as a man, you know, and just understanding, you know, what his responsibilities are now as a second-year guy opposed to a first-year guy. You can see him really starting to take those next steps.
Marquez, how do you handle being the old guy in the receiving room compared to when you came in last year and even earlier in your career?
I mean, you know, I had some pretty good vets when I was the young guy. You know, I got, you know, I think two of the best vets to ever teach me about playing receiver, with Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb. You know, just seeing those guys go to work every day, and then having a guy like Aaron when I was, you know, the young guy, seeing, you know, what that looks like, and then now being able to do that, you know, in a different light and be that veteran to those guys, and watching how Pat and Trav go about their business, you know, it's just like I got to be that same guy for the young guys in my room too.
Last one, anyone?
Anybody?
Did you ever get one of Andy Reid's eyebrows? You know, Travis Kelce was talking yesterday about how you gotta watch out for when Andy raises an eyebrow.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Reid doesn't really have a lot of emotion, and so if you do get some emotion out of Coach Reid, you know, it's like one of those like, ooh, I might have messed up for real. And so it doesn't happen, but I have gotten that before. It was actually in the meeting room, and so that's for another day. But yeah, I actually did get it once, and not a good feeling. It's like when you get in trouble by your granddad or something. It's like not a good thing.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, Jerick, you ready?
My mother had one of those when I found those out. I could never replicate it. But man, when she put that eyebrow up, everybody stopped. First question, are you still funny?
Just a little bit, yeah. We're still going, we're good.
How's all season been treating you, Jerick?
It's been smooth, a lot of work, you know, just the grind, the normal stuff. Then getting back with the team has been good, be back with the team and see the guys and, you know, watch the film, and yeah.
How are you feeling physically?
Pretty straight, you know, last year was a long year. You know, I was fortunate to make it through the whole season, every game. But, you know, those hits definitely take a toll on you going into year 10, older guy. So, you know, the good thing about, you know, being here, you know, the coaching staff, medical staff, everybody's on the same page with, you know, coming up with a plan to make sure, you know, I'm good to go for the season.
Jerick, how much consideration did you give to actually maybe leaving Kansas City, and were there other teams interested in what led you back here?
There's a couple other teams. Really, only one other team. Another team kind of was, you know, on a waiver, but it's always somewhere I wanted to be. I said that last year. I felt the same way this year. So, you know, the whole free agency, you know, trying to get things done and get on the same page is always a process. But, you know, fortunately, I was able to come back, and, you know, this is where my heart is, and I'm excited to be here again.
Does everything look different as a champion?
It does. It feels different, too. But, you know, the thing about it is once you get that feeling and the taste of it, you know, you want more. And it's definitely the right team to be on to do that.
You were known, Jerick, obviously, for making the sacrifice for the team to not score a touchdown to help you guys seal the game. When people approach you now as a champion, how much does that get brought up in conversations?
Probably every time. Probably every time. But, you know, God is good. God is great. He put me in that moment for a purpose. And, you know, I did what I had to do. So, you know, I'm glad, like you said, I'm glad to be called a champion. Get our rings tomorrow. I'm excited about that, and it's going to be good.
Have you thought that when your career is summed up, you might be most known for that moment?
Yeah, hopefully I can get another moment. But, you know, if that's the way it sums up, I'm fine with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. Definitely would like to get another Super Bowl. You know, I think that was not the only thing, but, you know, that's why we play the game, you know, to get a Super Bowl. Not the individual awards, but to hold that trophy at the end and, you know, see everybody happy and go through those emotions together after, you know, you go through a whole season in training camp of, you know, up and down emotions, you know, roller coasters and all that stuff.
Clyde was talking to us yesterday about some FaceTimes that you and and Isaiah and him have together, like in the off season, kind of just sticking together?
Yeah.
And kind of the stuff that you've helped him through some things and stuff. What's it been like to mentor those young players who have kind of been on some different trajectories?
It's been fun because, the thing about it is, when you're young, you want to make it to the NFL, and then, you want to do great things and, obviously things of that nature. But everybody has their own course and their own little story and what they go through, and I think that's what makes, everybody's journey that special. So, anything that I can, host out and, relate to those guys that I might have been through to help them get through that and to that next level and just keep playing at a high level, I'm always happy to do so.
Clyde's been through a lot with injuries and need his option picked up.
Yep.
He looks like he's always had a great attitude. Everything we've ever been around him with. Do you see the same thing?
Of course, he's definitely a locker room guy. If you go in the locker room or ask anybody on the team, even though he's a younger guy, his character sticks out a lot. He's definitely older than his age, maturity level and things of that nature. So, everything that he's going through, I think he's handled it pretty well. Just to be here and keep grinding and keep stepping forward, speaks on his character, speaks on his athleticism, and then just how much he can hold as a person. That could be a lot on a young guy.
You mentioned year 10, and what Coach Reed last year said, he said you were a dinosaur
Yeah,
at this position.
fossil, yeah.
How much of that plays into your off-season plan? I mean, as far as what the coaches and the training staff, is there a presence that, intention to kind of keep your workload down so you're fresher in the season?
I would definitely say so. Like I said, it's different when you're young. You come in, you seen Pop last year, everything's 100 miles per hour. As you get older, it's like a little different. But like I said, the coaching staff, the medical staff, they've been great these past 3 years that I've been with the Chiefs at coming up with a plan, making sure, I stay healthy. I've been through my injuries and setbacks and things of that nature. And, last year outside of all the great accomplishments, for me, just making it, every game and not missing the game was definitely one of them. And that's credit to the medical staff and the coaching staff.
You anticipate being just full go once day one training camp happens?
Oh, yeah, I'll be full go for sure. Yeah, it's time to go.
What are your hopes for this season for yourself?
Myself, I like to be named team captain again. That was good. But, for me, like I said, as long as you keep, the end goal at mind, the Super Bowl, and, you just maximize the reps, the opportunities, the single individual things that come after that. I'm not really focused on, individual statistics and stuff like that. That'll come along with the opportunities and, the work I put in.
Jerick, Jerick Prince, the free agent in your room, he looks to be a viable pass catching back, which is something that
he's nice. I've seen him on the film, and
what have you seen so far in that regard?
First of all, to be that big and that athletic is definitely rare. I think the first thing I texted the guys was like, "Who's 34?" Like, he's big as hell, and he's moving really fast. But he's been definitely a standout for sure. I know the coaches love him. We love him. I can't wait to see what he does in camp. And then me physically be out there and, give my veteran presence and then just watch him go from there. But it'd definitely be fun to watch him learn and take that next challenge.
Jerick? Oh, go ahead, Al.
Going back to the time you came into the NFL, if somebody had told you then, this is what your career is going to be like, you're going to have that knee injury in the middle of it, but you're going to come through on the other side. Would you have taken this? I mean, was this maybe more than what you'd hoped when you first came into the league?
No, not at all. Maybe on the injury aspect, I never thought I would, tear my ACL and then had to go through a revision and miss 2 years in a row. But the thing about me, my career, my life, when an obstacle presents itself, I've always found a way to overcome. And so on that aspect, no. But as far as like, the multiple injuries, I probably wouldn't say I envisioned all of that. But coming out on the other side, I definitely can see myself doing that.
We have 3 more. Let's go Nick, Blair, and then PJ, okay? Go ahead, Nick.
Jerick, when you get to put that ring on tomorrow, what's that moment going to mean to you with all that you've gone through to get to that point?
Well, I cried at the Super Bowl. I ain't going to cry tomorrow. But I probably pour me a nice little shot of tequila with my guys and then, have a little shot with the guys. So it'll be smooth. It'll be smooth.
So just to be clear, no Super Bowl touchdown for a ring. Good trade?
Great trade. Great trade. I wouldn't change it for nothing.
Jerick, so at this point in your career, what does it mean just that the Chiefs they let you play it out in free agency, but then they ultimately brought you back in?
It just shows where I stand in their minds. you know, how they value me, what they think about me, and, you know, being able to come back. Now that Chad gone, I think I'm like the second oldest guy on the team. It's like I said, it's fun. It's always fun to watch the younger guys come in and, you know, not know what's going on, and watch them learn, go over that learning curve, and then take off from there. That's definitely been probably the most exciting part about being a veteran guy on the team.
What are you gonna wear?
Am I gonna wear tomorrow? You gonna be there?
Well, it's a red carpet, dude.
I got my splat ready. I got it ready. Yeah, I got you.
About show up and see.
Appreciate it, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
It's so much fun. Isn't it?
Is that it?
Skyy Moore's out there. Are we getting him?
Sky's coming.
Skyy.
All right, Skyy.
Skyy, hey, Skyy.
Said they gonna ask you a bunch of questions. Hey, don't give them nothing. Give them nothing.
Come on, Skyy. Yes. Hey.
Skyy Moore.
We know.
What's going on?
Are you happy to be here?
I'm very happy to be here. You know, just I'm happy to get out of here too. Go get my break and get back for camp.
Year 1 to year 2, what are you looking forward to making the biggest jump and personally and just with the team?
Really just making that next step, just being myself. I'd say last year was a lot of like knowing getting here, knowing the culture, knowing the playbook, and you know, getting a hang of how people do things around here. So now I get to show my natural ability and just show why they drafted me.
So you're excited to go to training camp then?
Yeah, for sure.
Now that you have all of this kind of
Yeah.
covered?
Yeah, I feel like I'm having a pretty good off season. So if I can roll that over in the training camp, you know, I should be on the right path.
How are you getting ready for probably a larger role in the offense? Just how you feel you can be able to present yourself in the best light?
You know, just doing the same thing I've been doing, just taking it day by day. Just whatever role they want me to do it to the best of my ability and helping the team.
Have you put on more muscle?
A little bit, trying to, but I'm really actually trying to slim down a little bit. I feel like in the off season I start lifting a lot and get that running back build, but I want to stay, you know, at the receiver. So.
What's the learning curve been like for you? And everything thrown at you with the offense early last year. Kind of been through a whole year and another OTA offseason. You feel like you're better prepared on that side of it?
For sure. Definitely, you know, it was definitely a challenge to say the least. But coming into year 2, I feel like I definitely got the hang of everything. Like I said, like just knowing the playbook, knowing like what Pat likes, what Coach Reed likes, what Coach Nags likes, and just being able to be a Chiefs receiver versus being, you know, the rookie.
Are you working on the finer things like route running or just pass game? Like, what exactly did you want to really hone in on that you can improve on?
Yeah, just like all the little. It's hard to explain, but like all the little things like that really Pat wants. You know, like coming out of breaks or when to look or when to be there or what speed to run it at. You know, like the little like details of being a receiver. So I felt like I knew what I needed to improve on. Like I found that out late, like early in the season last year, and I've been waiting on off season for a long time because I knew what to correct.
You
And
mentioned that, and there was an example yesterday where Pat had like a submarine sidearm pass to you that was like about knee high and everything. You made the catch in stride. Was that a play you could have made last year?
I forget which one you're talking about, but
There's a couple of them, I know.
yeah, but I want to say I feel like I can always make the play, but I feel like this year just we're on the same page. So like I probably knew where to be when he threw it, and you know he throws no looks all the time. So me keeping my same speed and keeping the play alive, like that's probably something I built on top of my game for this year versus last year.
For what Pat wants subject, like how much do those Texas workouts help in that regard?
Yeah, a lot because you know you get those. It's not one-on-one, but you get that time to talk. Well, I can run a route and be like, okay, what did you like or what did you not like about that route? Versus like when we're running routes on air, he don't got time to talk to me about that. You know, he got so much on his mind that he's really not worried about me in that specific setting. So I feel like Texas definitely helped me a lot.
What do you think that he needs from you this year, Patrick?
It's really nothing specific. It's just knowing like he can rely on me. You know what I'm saying? Knowing I just want to show him that if you look this way, you won't be mad. You know what I'm saying? Like you won't regret it. I'd say so. Just knowing that I'm gonna be a reliable weapon for him coming up this year.
Does it all look different as a champion? I mean, do you notice, I mean, you're working with champions out there.
Absolutely.
Do you kind of notice there's that feel, that aura as you guys are all together?
Yeah, I noticed that as soon as I got here though. You know, I knew I was working with champions as a rookie. But now it's like I am a champion. So like I feel like I molded myself into the culture that was set here. So I feel like I've done a good job in, you know, adapting to the culture we got going on.
Along with those lines, you know, being part of winning the championship and the postseason surge you kind of had, Super Bowl, all those things, how much did that send you into the offseason with a little stronger feeling about how you fit?
Yeah, last season I would say was definitely a roller coaster for me, just as far as my confidence level, and that definitely sent me off on a good high note. So I feel like on top of knowing what to correct and like going off with the Super Bowl and everything we did last year it was like the best way to go out into this season.
Your Super Bowl touchdown or football?
You said, do I have it?
Yeah.
Yep, it's in the living room. Yeah.
Couple more. What are your personal aspirations for this year?
Just to build on I feel like last year was knowing the playbook and everything. Now I'm gonna give it my best shot, and then next year I'll worry about personal goals and everything. I just want to give it my best shot this year and do anything the team needs me to do.
Last three, Harold.
Skyy, what do you think about Patrick Mahomes being on the Netflix special and where you want it, perchance?
I really didn't even know until they posted something today. So I didn't know he was on the Netflix special. So maybe I'm gonna watch it. You know, see if I'm on there.
What do you think about just the attention that he's gotten?
That's a big time player. So I want to see all the details of his life too. So I'm gonna definitely be tapped in just like y'all will.
Skyy, you know, everybody's kind of counting on you and saying that you're going to be this big thing this year. Do you embrace that kind of hype, or do you try to shy away from it and just work?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Like I'm not shying away from it, but I'm definitely gonna just work. I'm not gonna get too high or get too low. Just come to work every day, the same person, and just be ready to, you know, get grimy and get to work.
You never want to lose a teammate. Obviously, Juju moved on. What did he mean as far as your growth, and how do you feel like you're going to be a part of replacing some of his production?
Yeah. Me personally, I feel like I came into the best situation with Juju being here, with McCole being here, MVS. You know, I feel like I had the best vets. You know, I got Juju personally I'm from Pittsburgh, so him being on the Steelers all like my whole high school career, I'm seeing him come into the league, and then he's my teammate. I was always picking his brain and, you know, seeing just how to be a pro. So I feel like coming in with him in the locker room was definitely a big plus for me, just to, as a receiver and just as a young man coming in, getting money and fame, and you know how he did because he came in young. You know, he got a lot of attention, you know, riding his bike and everything. So it was definitely good for me.
All right, thanks guys.
Where is the ring ceremony?
I don't think it's been announced.
Appreciate you.